I'm Mike from Rock and Load. We're at the Hard Rock Hell Festival, and I've got the absolute privilege of talking to one of the most influential bands that has ever lived, Living Colour.
Who shot you?
Separate the weak from the obsolete. Hard to creep them Brooklyn streets. It's on, nigga. Fuck all that bickering beef. I can hear the sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. Thundering, breaking the concrete. Finish it, stop when I foil the plot. Neighbors call the cops when they heard mass shot. And I said, who shot you?
Talking
Thank
to
you.
us.
Pleasure to be here.
It is an absolute pleasure.
How you doing, bro?
Well, hello there, Mike.
Thank you, guys. You've just been on tour in Europe with Alter Bridge.
Yes.
How has that been for you? Has that tour now finished?
No, we have a few more dates
Still
to go.
ongoing?
Yeah.
Yeah, still in
Yeah,
Europe?
we go. Yeah, we leave here and go to Berlin, and
Cool.
we play a few more shows with them. Yes.
And what's been the reaction with an Alter Bridge crowd? How do they
Quite good,
react to
actually.
Living Colour?
Quite good, actually. Yeah. Some folk. I mean, in some places people are not so familiar, and other places we had actual, for real fans in the
Yeah.
audiences. It's been fine. It's really good.
Yeah, cool. So you're just over here for the one date
Yeah.
now, aren't you? And then off again. Do you know what to expect from this festival? Had you heard of Hard Rock Hell before you got booked?
Love the name.
I've heard of it. It's been going on for about 10 years. I know it originated and started off with Johnny Davis doing stuff in Ibiza first.
That's it, yeah.
You know what I mean? He was an old rave head and stuff like that. You know, got weighed in and actually started to go back to do some of the things he did. So this is 10-year anniversary.
It is.
We're glad to be here. You know, I know he does a lot of other festivals as well and different things. So yesterday I was scouting around, just seeing some folks and going over and checking out some of the frequency and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, it's good to see anything sustain itself.
Yes.
Any idea and sustain itself over the years. That's the sign of a true champagne in my vibe. So you know, not easy to do.
We had a Q&A with Johnny first thing this morning.
Did you?
And he was just explaining the whole history and how when he very first started, everybody said, "What are you doing?" Because this is just not how you run a festival. But he's proved everybody wrong.
Hey, that's great.
There you go.
It is probably the best run festival in the UK, I think.
Wow.
It's very well organised.
Wow.
It's a fantastic festival. And when you guys get up on stage, it's a big stage, it's a big room, and you'll rock it.
It's a nice sounding PA. I stopped by there this
the
afternoon.
PA
It's a
is
great
fantastic.
sounding room.
Yeah, it is a great sounding room.
It really sounds good.
You've got a new single that's just come out. Who Shot You?
Yeah, who shot you?
Which I didn't know until I played it to my 19-year-old son about 3 days ago. But it's a cover version.
Yeah.
Of Notorious B.I.G. song.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that. I thought because you've just made it your own. It doesn't sound anything like the Notorious B.I.G. song. You totally made it your own. So why did you choose that song?
It started, it really started from just being a fan of Biggie Small, and really we would do sound checks, and Corey would check his mic with the first verse of Who Shot Ya? And when we started to record, started recording sessions for Shade, I was like, you know what? Why don't we record Who Shot Ya? Because, Corey always does it. And what happened, it evolved into this thing, because when he would do it at the soundcheck, he would rhyme it, and what it turned into is that he sings it, and it actually makes it much more what we do.
Yeah.
And but the irony of it is that we decided when we did the video for the song to have, and when we did the mixtape, was to have the people that we brought on, Prodigal Son, Pharoah Monch, Black Thought, Divine Styler, Nero Barnes. We wanted Chuck D. We wanted everyone to represent and talk about gun violence, because the irony of the song is what happened to Christopher Wallace. And we're having a plague between police shootings, between people shooting each other, between suicides, between accident schools, mass shootings, accidental discharge.
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence. It's a plague. It's a real plague. So we wanted to make a different statement about the song. Now the song is very much, it was directed actually at Tupac when Tupac was shot the first time.
Very different message.
Yeah, it was a very different
your
message.
version.
But it became a kind of meta story, and so we really took, we took that on.
Yeah, so it's a very different message, but it's adapted itself to your meaning. It adapts itself very well. So
we also have to give credit to our producer, Andre Betts.
Yeah.
Who also kind of coalesced the concept and the vibe and put it together on the record. You have to give him some credit for making it happen. So Andre Betts was also very instrumental in making that song sound the way it does now.
Excellent, because it's very much old school Living Colour as well. It could have been off one of your first two or three albums.
Thank you.
And that is a massive compliment, because
Thank
I
you.
love
Thank
your
you.
first 2 or 3 albums.
Thank you.
So is there a new album in the pipeline?
Absolutely. We have Shade is our new record, and that's going to be coming out in the first quarter 2017.
Right, cool. And obviously you're touring now, you've just been around Europe with Alter Bridge. Are you going to be touring the new album in the States? Are you going to come back over here with it?
We're going to come back as soon as we possibly can, and I think we're going to make a concerted effort to get to the UK in particular, and really show off some of the stuff that we're doing, because it is in fact, like you're saying, it sort of is a throwback to some of our older albums, but we're trying to take old concepts and renew and update them, and somehow deconstructing them and making them new again.
Yeah, well, hopefully today's show will give you that buzz to want to come back over here.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the good thing about it, coming over here in the UK is that, we have a lot of fans over here. We always like to make sure that we touch base with them and keep our face in the place.
Yeah.
We've been coming here for many years, and there's no fans like the UK fans. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother, all the folks in the United Kingdom they're passionate about their music and about everything, and so we want to make sure that we can keep our face in the place, and we look forward to coming over next year, as Corey and Vernon and Will are saying, to be able to present the new project, be able to meet new fans with good reporters like yourself. Hopefully you'll put a line in a magazine. Maybe that line will turn into a paragraph or something like that. But the main thing is with what's going on, what Johnny's doing and all the different things, it's just good to get us back into the mix, and we have something that we still have a lot to say. There's still a lot left in the tank. Living Colour.
That's good to hear. I mean, I've only seen you guys once before, which was in '92, I think it was, at Manchester Academy.
I remember that gig.
It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
There were crowd surfers. It was a crazy gig. There's not much I remember from the early '90s, but that gig is one that I do remember.
Absolutely, it was fun. It was really fun.
I mean, going back to the early '90s, there was a funk rock fusion scene at the time. There was yourselves, Fishbone, 24/7 Spies, even throwing people like Stevie Salas in there and things like that.
Chili Peppers.
Chili's as well, yeah. Apart from the Chili Peppers, who have kind of evolved into something else now, you're the only ones that are around still, aren't they?
Fishbone's still around.
Yeah, 24/7 Spies just doing.
Are they all still around?
They're all around. They're all still around.
They've had changes, but they're out still playing and still pushing the message.
Certain things like Urban Dance Squad's not around now, but
Urban Dance Squad,
a lot of folks are doing cool things.
Yeah, but it's great that from the early 90s, how long ago was that now? 25 years ago.
Yeah. It seems incredible.
There are bands that are still around, like yourselves, with the lineup from the early 90s as well. You haven't changed since then. Obviously, it's different.
We've been very blessed, 2016 in particular has been a bad year for people that you appreciate musically.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Lemmy to Bowie to Prince to just now
Leonard Cohen,
Victor Bailey.
Victor Bailey, a friend of ours.
Bunch of folks, So we feel very, 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 very blessed to know that the four of us are still here, and that we're still able to pick up an instrument and step in front of a microphone and still do this sort of thing.
That's the key of life. You know what I mean? It's like to wake up another day, to take another breath is serious. And we're to be able to still be here, to have our facilities, to be able to have a conversation, to stay engaged. You know what I mean? To be able to travel the world still, and not just be totally out of the game. We've managed to get a core of something that took place ages ago, and we're still able to live off of that frequency. Yeah. And it's those frequencies that get us through the days. You know, and right now, you know, where there's light, you need darkness. You know what I mean? And it's just this. We're living in a world of light and dark all the time. You know, happiness and sadness. And right now, we're really living in some dangerous times.
It's a scary world at the moment.
You know what I mean? So Living Color has always been, you know, in Living Color. There's a lot of we're like one big family. There's like, you could look at Living Color, Fishbone, Bad Brains, even Tackhead, the band that I was with. And I want to say on another note that the Friendly as a Hand Grenade album cover was used in the Daily Mirror 2 days ago.
Was it?
Yeah,
really?
It was on the front cover of the Daily
all
Mirror.
over the web too.
It's gone
all over the web.
But the thing is going viral. The thing is, we're all part of the same frequency. We're all one big band. You know, that's how I look at it. You know, we're to still have a Skip McDonald or Adrian Sherwood still alive, or Mark Stewart, my English mates over here, to still be able to see and do a gig the other day at Afropunk, to play with Bad Brains and to play with Fishbone, something that we've been talking about doing forever.
And have George Clinton join.
And have George Clinton join us.
Yeah.
So now, if it's anything, it's just, you know, show alliance through friendship. But we all have a voice, and if it's anything that can happen right now, if anything Living Color can do, if it's just by us being here and somebody's triggered to go, hey man, I never saw this band, a young kid, or somebody's nephew or whatever, let me go check it out, and they can find a connection, whether it comes from CM Punk and the wrestling vibe, or Guitar Hero, or if it comes from whatever element. If Vernon does something, I'm blessed on that. Yeah. So I'm looking at the reality of us, not me. And if it can be that, then we can leave a good marker for us and our families and next generations to see when they look back in history. They're going to look at what took place, and they're going to see what bands were able to have a voice at a time when in this industry, you know, to have a voice and to speak the truth, you can get blacklisted. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that can happen to have people to discourage some stuff. But we've always been the band that has spoken out on certain things without waving a flag. It's not trendy. It's just coming from the heart. And we're blessed to be here to continue to do that right now.
That has been your message right from the start, hasn't it? Right from the first song on Vivid, that has been your message right from the start. And even 25 years later, it's still your message. Now it's a sad situation that it is.
What's crazy is, like things that we did 25 years ago still have resonance. A song like Funny Vibe, a song like Time's Up, a song like Open Letter to a Landlord. I was thinking about Open Letter to a Landlord, and I was thinking about Donald Trump's father, Fred Trump. And Fred Trump, you know, he owned buildings in Queens and in Brooklyn, and he made it a point that if black people had applications to get apartments, and if they're qualified, that those applications would not be followed through. They would file it, throw them away. Yeah. And, you know, a song like Open Letter to a Landlord could have been addressed to Fred Trump and his son. Yeah. And that's the reality. Now this guy is the president-elect of the United States. And our conversation is the conversation that we're having, and the conversation that artists like Tracy Chapman, you know, is having, couldn't be more important. Yeah. It couldn't be more real.
It's unbelievable, really, that the world is still in that situation. But it needs guys like yourself to get that message out. So, yeah. What about yourselves? Are you still enjoying recording, enjoying being on stage?
It's a blast.
Even more so than the old days?
More so than the old days. You know, your knees can't take the bus as much as they used to.
So we're standing still and enjoying it. Yeah, we're still no. It's a blast. Well, for me, what's more interesting now is that everybody's just doing so many other things that it makes the pot just more interesting, more fruitful of ideas. You know, a lot of more things are coming to the table than 25 years ago. Yeah. And it makes the whole concepts, you know, our life changes and stuff, and things that are just going on with us collectively and individually makes the conversation, you know, more interesting and wider. Cool. So that's the fun part. And coming into a festival like this, being influenced by so many different styles of music amongst the four of us, you know, it covers the spectrum of music. Yeah. We can pull from a lot of things, and we enjoy coming into different environments, whether it's a metal one, whether it's a rock cruise, it's just a small club, and being able to pull some different songs out. Maybe we can't play on the Alter Bridge tour, or we can play tonight, for example.
Yeah.
So the change is good for us.
So have you got some surprises for us today?
Absolutely.
I think we got some surprises for ourselves.
Whoa, whoa.
That's the real surprise.
Hello.
Watch our faces as we play some
Yeah,
songs.
watch our face. Check us at the bridge.
The surprises will be
The
very
shock will
noticeable.
be.
But you know what? That's the beauty of Living Color.
Yeah.
You know, it's
We
like
believe
it's
in sharing
music in real
surprises.
time. There's no, it's just real time music. You know what I mean? So whatever's going on, you know what I mean. If however it goes, you know, I'm looking. I know me personally, I'm looking forward to doing the gig and meeting some new friends and talking to folks and details at 11.
You know, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, it's great to know that you're still around, that you're still enjoying yourselves, that you're still sending out that same message, and I cannot wait to see you.
Oh man,
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you guys.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Miguel.